Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman today presented the final full budget of the Modi government 2.0 since it took over in 2019. This is the final full budget before 2024 Lok Sabha elections next year. The budget speech that lasted for almost 1 hour 25 minutes. Among the key takeaways from the budget are big incentives under the new income tax regime and big push in capex. As the finance minister presented the budget, equity benchmarks Sensex and Nifty gained momentum in morning trade. The income tax rebate limit in the new regime has been also increased from 5 lakh rupees to 7 lakh rupees. The new tax regime will now be the default tax regime. The FM also reduced the number of tax slabs in the new tax regime. To understand what exactly this means for the stakeholders, we spoke to IMC President Anant Singhania. Here is what he said.
I think it's a favorable budget. It's a budget for growth. It's a budget which will accelerate India from $3.5 trillion, the trajectory to $5 trillion to $10 trillion in the next 10 years. They have done a couple of very important issues which are very important. If you look at the capital outlay, which has gone up from 7.5 lakh crores to about 10 lakh crores, which is very favorable, and hope that the government actually spends this money for the growth of the industry. Basically, up to 5 lakhs, there was no tax if your income was below 5. Now that limit has gone up to 7 lakhs. So if you're at 6 lakh 95,000, you pay no tax. But for example, if your income is 8 lakhs, then you become taxable. So 0 to 3 lakhs you pay no tax. Earlier 0 to 2.5 lakhs you'd pay no tax. Now 0 to 3 lakhs you don't pay any lakhs. And from 3 lakhs the slabs work. 3 to 6, 6 to 9, 9 to 12 and 12 to 15. What has also happened is that somebody who was earning say 12 lakh rupees, he would pay on that 2 lakh rupees, he would pay above 10 lakhs, full tax rate at 30. Now that 2 lakhs has become 15 lakhs. So up to 15 lakhs he doesn't pay full 30%, he still remains at the lower than 30%, which is I believe 20%. So this is towards the interest earning, in that in senior citizens, they don't have work, they are living off the savings stream, and therefore any rebate now will help them, support them. Although India's population is largely youth, but we do have the senior citizens who need to be looked after in terms of their income stream. Because historically, incomes used to be very high, 12 to 13%. Also, they were there about 10 years ago. Now the savings rate is down to 6%, 5-6%. So therefore, any rebate or anything will help to support the senior citizens, which is a very favorable move. We are still some time away, so we have to see how the year progresses. If you asked about a year back, you did not know about the Ukraine war. It had not started. If you asked 3 years back, you never heard of COVID, So things change. Just like we had these 2 bad events, so the war is still continuing. Hopefully the next 12 to 24 months may be favorable for the world and for India. And this deficit could be met. It also depends on how our growth numbers stack up and how the world economy plays. Because India is a part of the world economy. It cannot be in isolation. So I think 20 lakh crore budget, 2 lakh crore. 2 lakh crore. 10 lakhs on capital outlay, 2 lakhs here and 1.3 towards the states. It's one of the highest, it is the highest budget on capital outlay. See, connectivity is very important. So when we look at rail connectivity and freight connectivity, it's very important in order to ensure lower dependence on fuel, on carbon-based fuel, and towards higher mobility and green economy. Because people will, as long as you get better connectivity on rail and public system, people will move away from their own vehicles into public system. Like all the developed economies of the world, there's a lot of dependence. Even the most rich people also use public transport because it is efficient and is cost effective, and it is also cleaner than public transport, than private transport. I think I did not hear enough for the MSMEs, because MSMEs are the backbone. They have talked about some rebate in terms of the penalties that they face towards their supply contracts to the government during COVID. But that's a small percentage. There is already access to capital. digitalization, all the digital schemes, the Aadhaar-based OTP, the inclusion in terms of the fast payment mechanisms under UPI, all of these systems are helping the MSMEs to grow. But perhaps some more support for MSMEs could have been heard. But it's an ongoing thing. Budget is just not one of the things. The government keeps coming up with new schemes. So I'm hoping in the days to come that there will be more impetus on the MSMEs. I think market, since I saw it in the morning, is already up by 1 to 2%. And I think that trend will continue as people understand the implications of the budget. A lot of people are waiting for the fine print. Like they say, devil in the detail, just to emphasize and to correct what they've understood at the first go, which is quite favorable.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how much would you rate this budget?
I would give it an 8. I think I'm quite happy with the budget. Thank you.
So this was the president of the Indian Merchants Chamber, Mr. Anant Singhania. We are going to provide you with a detailed decoding of the budget, but for that you have to keep watching HW News.
Now be the first to know about the latest updates on our new news app. Go on your Android or iOS, search for HW News Network. Download our app, choose the language you prefer to get updates in, and be up to date with the latest news.